What's wrong with Canadian politicians and public health officials? Canadian COVID-19 cases are increasing rapidly, but they refuse to force cynical spreaders to wear masks and to social distance. And take Jason Kenney, the Premier of Alberta. He says this is a matter for education and personal responsibility. His top public health official, Dr. Deena Hinshaw, says that Albertans don't need rules or orders to change their behavior. But we know that cynical spreaders make up 18% of the population. They don't take personal responsibility. They won't change their behavior. Dr. Joe Vipond explains why governments need to intervene sooner rather than later.
So we've heard some interesting things from our Premier recently about the inability of enforcing our way out of a pandemic, the fact that we can't close down our restaurants until there's a catastrophe. My concern is that's going to lead to a catastrophe. Really what happens here is we need to be ahead of the virus. As our case numbers start ramping up, unless we put in new, strong public health measures, this pandemic will get away with us. We're going to find out we're following right down the same path of most of Europe and the United States. We need to be better than that, and that means stronger public health measures.
A few months ago, I interviewed Professor Melanie Thomas, who's a political scientist at the University of Calgary. And she told me that rational egoists, so another way to describe cynical spreaders, don't respond to appeals to the common good. They don't take personal responsibility for protecting us from COVID-19 infections. But there is one thing they respond to: punishment. That's it. These are the people that are infecting us. These are the people that are responsible for rising infections throughout Canada. So it's time for governments to step up and set some rules, put some teeth in them, enforce them, and punish people who aren't prepared to mask and social distance and behave responsibly.